the SPC Super Bowl, taking it to season finale, well, maybe the season finale, or at least one more season to go here, but this is going to be special because we have the Giants versus the Denver Broncos, two teams, two coaches that have been a part of SPC for quite some time. Both coaches are fans of these teams. I know Denver Broncos has had very little success in the HML, now XSFL league, in terms of making it to a Super Bowl, but this is his first time getting his team there in quite some time, and it will just be fun to see how he can perform. On the other side, we have LT for life, a division foe of mine, fun guy to play against. He has made it there with his New York Giants. We get a chance to see how they are going to weather against the Denver Broncos. Nick's a known quarterback, and then we have Jameson, sort of new to the league. I think he was drafted a year after Nick's, and here we are 4 years down the road. These guys are going to battle it out for Super Bowl here. McLaughlin gets the ball early on. A little Irish last name there, but he is down there. Small gain on the play. Opportunity to see how effective he can be throughout this game. Running game may be very important for the Giants. I say that because the Broncos have measured well against some very high-power offenses throughout their run through their playoffs, and taking out the Indiana Colts 17-0, took them out. Very high-power offense, mobile quarterback, and the Broncos defense was able to keep them off the field just enough for one play in overtime to get them to advance forward. Both of these teams went to overtime in their playoff run, and really, really good stuff throughout the SPC playoffs, or shall I say the XSFL playoffs. Stands for Xbox Simulation Football League, by the way. McLaughlin again on an early run, second one on the day, 16 yards in total, and he's flexing his little muscles and doing his thing, letting you know it is going to be like this if you don't put a stop to it. Good sign for the Giants there. Giants taking over, starting off here in the I formation, threatening to get into the red zone. Motion from their tight end to the weak side. The quarterback, he tries to throw it, but covered all on his back. Couldn't get that ball off. That ball is going to be thrown incomplete. And now we are faced with second down. This is my first time doing a roll it back kind of coverage where we are able to stream it, no distractions. I can even pause this bad boy if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be authentic. Here we are, second down. Toss is made again. Both of these passes under 5 yards. Quarterback's not too accurate early on. Looking a little confused by what's going on with the Denver Broncos defense. The running game was running smooth, but they've turned to the passing game the last two downs. Now they're faced with a third down here. I believe it's 3rd and 10. And we'll see what happens. 3rd and 10. Jameson drops back, sits tight in the pocket, and it's picked off by Bryant. Number 37 trying to get outside the numbers to return this thing. He gets by the quarterback. Will this be it may just be a return for a pick six. It is. He scores, and that is the opening points for the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw it. There was an injury on the play. I thought that was going to be a call to bring that back, but it is an injury, and that is going to leave us with 6 points on the board for the Denver Broncos. One turnover possession for the New York Giants. Early on, first quarter, action already live and popping as we get this Super Bowl started off. This is Super Bowl, let me just see here and check before I give false information. Super Bowl number 28 for HML, which we have relabeled XSFL, as we have a Harris here on the return, getting some good yardage, I think, all the way up to, looks like the 38-yard line, 8+ where he would have been from the illegal kickback, so good return for him. But yes, Super Bowl number 28, looking for a champion. Full disclosure, I have not seen or read the comments in the chat to know who won this game, so I am watching it for the first time live myself. Don't know what's going to happen. McLaughlin here on his third carry for the day. Looks like the Giants learned that throwing the ball wasn't going to be their friend on the first drive, so they go back to McLaughlin, and he has another pickup, huge yards, another 10-yard gain there. Three carries, already at 30 yards. So he's doing pretty well on the ground. See if that keeps up for the whole game. Denver Bronco defense looks like they're focused on the pass early on with the one turnover and the return for the touchdown. As we have Jamison dropping back again in shotgun, threatening to cross to his opponent's territory. Does so. Oh, no, he doesn't. Thought he had the catch, but it was knocked away. Here we are again. Bryant, I think he's the one that just had the interception, still over there being tested by Jamison, the quarterback for the Giants. Have not seen the Denver Bronco offense yet. Defense put the points up for them. Jamison drops back again 2 times in a row. This time he finds Hyatt for a first down, roughly playing about the 36-yard line, right where the interception occurred last time, about 2 or 3 yards away. So we'll see if this time around they have a better fate. Jamison dropping back, running back to his right side, drops back, goes across the middle. He has Campbell. Campbell gets hit, but holds on to the ball. Looks like this is going to be another first down for the Giants here, as they're trying to march themselves back even with the Denver Broncos. Current score 7-0. We have the benefit here of saying there's a blitz called on the play. Jamison drops back, reads it, quick throw to Hyatt again for his second catch, and he's down. Jamison 57 yards already on the day. Not slowing down too much after that first turnover. You would think he would have been a little more relaxed, maybe hand the ball off a few more times. So far in this drive, only 1 handoff and about 4 passing attempts by Jamison. Dropping back again, throws again. Johnson, tight end, open, and touchdown. Response is given. Already 2 touchdowns on the board, 1 for each team. And that is going to bring us tied. This kick goes through. It does. We're at 7-7. And we get a chance to see the Denver Bronco offense for the first time. First points were put up by the defense. Giants have had 2 chances to score, scored on 1, turned the ball over on the other, and now it is the Broncos' turn to get on the field. Nice return here so far. Doesn't quite get past that 30-yard line. Almost did it, 29 yards. Always disappointing as a user when you try to navigate your way past that 30-yard line, because you just know you just want the 30. You know what I mean? They give it to you, and then when you come up short, it just hurts your feelings. 29 yards. We'll take it. Here we are now, pro set. Wide receiver side, heavy to our quarterback weak side. He goes to the throw to Mims. Mims has on the first down and a little bit more. Had one guy to beat, tried to get him with the inside outside juke. Didn't quite work, but not until after he gains the first down. Good for him. Nice opening play for Nix. Joe Nix. Is that his name? Is it Jake Nix or Joe Nix? I don't even know the quarterback's full name. Nix, we'll just call him Nix. Nix is back there throwing the ball. His first completion of the day. See how he does for the game. Hand off to Williams. Williams gets almost nice gain on the first attempt of the game. Puts his team at the 49-yard line. And it's Bo Nix. I had it all wrong. I called the guy Jake, Joe. I'm just, who knows? Who knows what I'm thinking right now. Anyway, Nix drops back, goes for a lob pass to his tight end, I believe. Out of bounds it is at the 37-yard line. So that's about 3 plays, and we have the Broncos moving smoothly up the field as they are showing no signs of the moment being too big for them, unlike the other quarterback did when he had a turnover on his first drive. Williams in the backfield with Nix. It is going to be a handoff to Williams. He's going to push this ball outside. He gets outside, beats one man, and had 1 more to go. Gets the first down, but down after that shortly. After he reaches the first down mark, getting the ball to the 26-yard line. Nice blocking by the Denver Broncos offensive line and wide receivers there. Everyone pitched in. Here we have 2 wide receivers to the left of the formation, 2 tight ends to the right. Nix is back. It's a play action. He goes directly to Mims again for his second catch, but it is a drop. Incomplete pass. And still looking pretty solid on his first drive. No indecisiveness there. I like the fact that he dropped back, planned that foot hard, knew where he wanted to go, released the ball, Unfortunately, there was no completion. Nick's back again in shotgun. Bunch set to his right. Blitz coming right up the center. He's feeling the pressure a little bit. Gets it off again to number 19. This time there is a completion. Goes back to the same wide receiver that just dropped the ball. This time there is a catch. And this is going to set them up at the 16-yard now. So now officially in the red zone, threatening to score on their first drive of the game. See what Nick here can do. Dropping back, he's going to go to number 88, out of bounds again. Archetta, I believe is his name. Can't see his jersey right now. Archetta or Aretta, can't really see what it says on the back. But number 88, tight end, catches the ball, quick out pass. Pressure was sort of coming to the quarterback. Didn't have too many options there, so he got rid of the ball pretty quick. And that's going to set them up at the 14. Ball is snapped. Williams has it, has a lane, can't get there all the way. Does get it to the 6-yard line. His third carry for the day with 23 yards now for him. So both running backs having a nice start to the day. We'll see if their coaches continue to hand the ball off to them, as both of them seem to be effective the first few drives here. Of course, this being the Broncos' first drive, but we saw what the Giants running back did with his few carries that he had for the 2 possessions they possessed. All right, here we have motion coming over to the left side. 2 backs in the backfield. Nix does hand it off. There is a lane to the end zone, but not enough grit. Are they going to give it to him? Yes, they will. I don't think he got there, but they're going to. There's a review. I didn't think he got there. I think he was a little short. We'll see if they're going to play this one back. And, yeah, they're going to call that about an inch or 2 short. They're going to put it to 1. That's what it's going to show. But I think that's just a few feet there. Did not look like he got in. Good call by the referee, because I was going to say goal and short. And now I can say it and be accurate. Goal line formation here by the Broncos. Giants linebackers trying to pressure the line right up the gut. Does it work? It does. Now it is an official 1-yard distance from the goal line and where the ball is going to be marked. And that's the end of our first quarter, as it is a tie ball game. Defense doing it for the Broncos, getting them on the board. A good response by the Giants. 1 quarter in, got the ball back for their second possession of the game and scored a touchdown to their tight end. I believe it was Johnson that caught that touchdown. So here we are now with the Broncos offense on the field, still with their first drive, with their chance to respond. And we get a chance to see if they can do it. Williams has the ball, and it's an easy pathway, surprisingly, for him to get into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. That is going to give the Broncos the lead here again early in the game. That's 2 leads they've taken. Maybe significant as we go down the road, but right now 13 with the extra point, 14-7 is our score. Broncos leading the way. 2 long-term users of this league, know the rules well, have mostly had no complaints, play the game right. Great to see these 2 guys on the Super Bowl. Obviously, me being the user for the Commanders, would have loved to have been there over the Giants, but hey, can't win everything. Happy the Giants are there. Let's see what this guy can do against these Broncos. Broncos defense still probably thirsting off that pick they had the first drive. Excited to probably be on the field and see if they can avenge themselves from the touchdown they gave up after getting the pick. Giants take the field. Jameson has a bunch set to his right side, but decides to go to the weaker side of the play. Quick throw to the, I think that was a tight end again, not sure. All of his players look alike, same height, same build. Number 84 there catches that one, and that is going to be for a short gain. About 6 yards, looks like it's about 4 yards or so to go. Jameson back again. You can see here, if you're a viewer and know the game well, he is lit up with the little X Factor thing underneath him. I'm not sure what his abilities are, but he's ready to rock and roll, and he's had that thing lit up since the second drive. Didn't quite get there, so now we're on a short distance here to the first down. Jameson back in the shotgun again. Running back to the right. Jameson sitting tight in the pocket. Hyatt falls wide open. Nice little spin, or should I say cut move. Thought he had some more going there, but nothing happened after he got the first down. Getting the first down, of course, being priority. Hyatt there on the tackle, his third of the game. And that means the Giants take over the 44-yard line. First down. Bunch set again to the right of the quarterback. He's dropping back, looking for some space. Someone's open. Campbell it is after a little bit of a scramble there. A little scramble, Jill. drill, he was able to find his wide receiver Campbell for another first down at the 45-yard line. Both of these teams do not lack an offense. Both quarterbacks did well this year. We'll start off with Mr. Jameson here because he's on the field and Mr. Nix is on the sideline. Jameson on the year, 359 completions out of 512 attempts. That gives him an overall percentage this year of 70%. So you can expect a lot of accuracy, maybe a few mishaps here and there. As we see McLaughlin take off, almost breaking that one. 5th carry of the game. Again, running backs for both teams seem to have a promising future here in this game if they can keep it up. That's 45 yards on a day for just 5 carries. As I was saying, Jameson passing over 70% this year. Accumulated 5,162 yards in the air. That is 317 yards per game, 43 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. He did get sacked quite a bit, so we do have to be a little worried about this line. Here we are here on the cue, the line giving up some pressure, but Johnson breaking free off the play action for a touchdown, a busted play both ways. It looked like the offensive line didn't protect well, which led to Jameson really dropping back for his life, but was able to find Johnson at the last second off busted coverage because of the blitz. They got them the touchdown, and now we have the score tied up. I believe 14-14. As I was saying, the line for the Giants gave up a lot of pressure, 37 sacks this past season. And Bo Nix, since he is now going to take the field, will bring up some of his stats as well, just to keep you guys informed of what you're looking at and what it looks like, in terms of actual play here. But Bo Nix on the season, 290 completions, 420 attempts, 69% overall completion average on the year. He threw for 4,438 yards and 43 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Difference in sacks here just to give you an idea of how both of these quarterbacks work their pockets. This one, Nix here got sacked 19 times out the year. So we'll see if that difference of the Broncos line protecting their quarterback plays a role in how we would expect the Giants offensive line to give up some sacks. Nice little completion there on the first play of this series. Nix now under center, 2 backs in the backfield. This is going to be a run, but this one's not going anywhere as the Giants get back there pretty quick on that one. That's Burns. I would expect a lot from him. Being in the division, he does get active as the game goes on. Not sure how active he'll be able to play this game, but I am very used to that man breaking up plays. Here we are, Nix. Got a little pressure formation by the Giants. It's going to be a handoff again. Williams is going to try to bounce this one to the outside. Does get the first down and maybe a yard or two more. And that's going to give them the first down at the 29-yard line. Again, both running backs proven to be effective as long as the ball being handed off. We'll see if this continues as we go through this second quarter and maybe even the third and fourth. Giants trying to get prepared for this one, pinching the line. It's going to be a play-action pass, and there's pressure. Oh, Nix. Who is it again? It's Burns. We just brought his name up moments ago when he had to stop in the backfield. Now he comes off the edge, flying in off the play action, and gets to Nix before he can release that ball free, which ends up being an incomplete pass. 2 backs in the backfield again. Denver giving you some old school football here, sticking with more so of the pro-style possession, pro-style formations, and we have a little bit of a gain there. Not enough for a first down, so it's going to make them come out with a little bit of a challenge here on offense and defense. We'll see which one wins. About 5 to 6 yards to go. Very stoppable and gainable for both teams. And this is going to be a pass it outside, but too far outside. It's incomplete. So for the first time, the Giants have a chance to get back in front. Since throwing the ball and turning it over for a pick six back in the first quarter, this is their first possession where they'll have a chance to actually take the lead. And dangerous, no safe call there by the punt return to try to take it and take off and almost got knocked out. But the series for the Giants will start at the 23-yard line. Jameson still lit up, on fire, ready to roll. And we see the Denver Broncos come out with 3 down linemen. Jameson sitting tight in the pocket. He goes for an outside throw, but this one's going to be incomplete as Morton is going to take a little bit of credit for that overthrow, feeling like he did something to cause that to happen. So 2nd down for the Giants. Jameson back again, 2nd down, looking, waiting, has Neighbors wide open, and that is going to be a touchdown, uncontested. No one's in front of him, and the crowd is going to celebrate, at least those that are here for the Giants, because that is what you want to see, that 1-2 punch connection, the top draft pick by their quarterback hitting him on a dime right down the middle, and that's going to put them up 21-14. First time Giants take the lead. Jameson coming back after throwing that pick 6 in the opening quarter. He is now taking his team down the field 2 times on 2 drives for a touchdown. Now giving the Denver Broncos a chance to respond. Downing gets the ball, tries to go in, then comes back out, but only gets up to the 21-yard line. We've already talked about how miserable that is when you don't get to that 30. It just hurts your feelings really bad. At least for me it does. Anyhow, Nix has to respond now. Now looking up at the Giants on the scoreboard, 21-14. Drops back in the pocket. The first play is going to be a pass. It is completed by Williams. The good catch. Simmons is right there. Took a desperation dive and actually worked out for him. Kept that catch to a minimum. There was some space behind him, but obviously the play is over and he's down. Broncos offense this year. Here we have Williams again running up the gut of the defense. Didn't get a first down as his previous runs have done back to back to back. This one only gets him a few yards, leaving Denver with a few more yards to go here for the first down. See if they can pull this off. Pressure front by the Giants again. Nix in the backfield with only one protector. That's Williams, and he may be going out in the route. He is. Williams is back. Is gone. Nix is out. He's throwing to Williams. Williams has it, and this is going to be a catch. Whoa. Chancey. Pressure front by the Giants. Williams released to the outside. Had a nice little C route. You see the pressure there coming on Nix, but he had a nice little touch on that ball. Threw it to Williams. He was able to catch it and get them the first down. Also flip field position. They're now almost in scoring position at the 41-yard line, the Giants. So we'll see if they can get into scoring position at least for a field goal before halftime. Nix back again. Williams to his left. This is going to be a screenplay. It's going to work. Williams has the ball. He gets a first down but cannot get out of bounds. He is at the 30-yard line, giving the Broncos a good spot for a minimum success of a field goal for this drive. The Broncos offense this year has been good. They have got 32 points on the board, consistently making them the 5th ranked offense scoring wise overall in the league. 4th in yards overall, passing yards, they're 18th, rushing yards, they're 1st. We've seen a little bit of that reason as to how they got to number 1 in rushing, just watching Williams so far. Here at the action 28-yard line, Williams in the backfield to the right of Nix. Nix drops back. This is going to be a throw and a catch. And that's, as the screen tells us, Fitzsimmons' 5th tackle for the day. Ball is now at the 19-yard line. 45 seconds on the clock. First down. We are waiting to see what happens here next. If Bo Nix and his Denver Broncos can make this game tie, he's going to go for the touchdown to his tight end. He catches it with a manly grab all over number 2 and lets the crowd hears it, and boom, he dunks it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it's all about. That's what you go to those combines for. You want to see those stats play out on the field. And that leap, the way he used his body to block and seal the guy off, that's what you want with the one-on-one coverage. That is why you pay that man millions of dollars. The score is now tied up. Nick's looking sharp the first half here. Both quarterbacks looking good, actually, minus the blemish we have for the Giants in the first drive they had. But things have seemed to calm down greatly since then. And now we get a chance to see if he can do, if Jameson has a little bit of, 30-second operation going on. Can he get into the end zone quickly? We'll have a chance to see here. Will they even attempt so? Some teams like to play it smooth, especially going to halftime in a big game like this. You don't want to really put your team in a bad situation, like a pick six, so you just run it out. Some guys say screw it. It's, all or nothing. Here we have him coming out with a quick throw. Chancey trying to find neighbors again, trying to re-spark what they just had on that touchdown play previously. The 1-2 punch. And now we have the bunch formation to the right of Jameson. It is going to be a pass again. He's waiting. He's looking. He goes across the middle. Dangerous. Almost picked off, in my opinion. Again, I think that Surtain that may have had a little piece of that one could have easily have picked that off. Decided to go for the swap and just knock it to the ground. But that was dangerous. Slowly coming around to, or coming up on the second half here. Game is going by pretty quick. Good to see so far. It is a tight game, 21-21. Jameson back again. And he's going to wait in the pocket. He has a 2-1 odd here, and this is going to be incomplete. Try to find neighbors again. Didn't really sync up that time. Tried neighbors, I think, two times on that drive out of 3. I think he thought he had something from the last time where he hit him with that perfect dime and had a touchdown. Tried to go back to him 2 times on that one. Didn't work. So now the Broncos have a chance to either play conservative or to not play conservative. We'll see what they decide to do here as they get on the field, at least for one play or two. Nix is going to start this off in a shotgun formation. He's going to sit in the pocket. He's waiting to find somebody one-on-one. He doesn't get one-on-one. He gets 2-on-1, and he gets a catch. Oh, my goodness. He gets a catch on the outside of the line. Where did they put the ball? Was that in field goal range? I think he's in field goal range, roughly speaking, 32-yard line. They may just come out, kill the clock with a run, or maybe they'll try again for the end zone. They got lucky on that one. That was 2-1. That is 20 fingers to 10 fingers, and the guy with 10 came down with the go figure. Let's see what Nix has lined up for us this time as the Broncos step out in the field. Again, he's going to come out in shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to his left. To his right. 1 to his left. He has time in the pocket. 3-man rush. He's going to use that 3-man rush against him and take off and run. He's going to get a first down. Does he have the timeout? They're going to call it here. Good spot here right in the center. This could be field goal time as they got the ball perfectly aligned in the center, making it easier for the kicker to do the placement kick. And that is exactly what's going to happen. We'll see if he is going to be 1 for 1 on his field goals. Kick is up. It is good. That's going to give them the lead going into halftime, 24-21. Good first half, clean first half by both teams. Very minimum, I would say minimum offense. You had, well, actually I'll say high-powered offense. We had 1 stop, 2 stops by the Broncos, 1 stop by the Giants, and teams are putting up points on every other drive here. So I think that gives a 5 out of 2 odds to the Giants, and I think the Broncos are actually doing better than the Giants are offensively. Every time the Broncos have touched the ball, they've gotten points. Something to keep in mind as we go into the second half. Will that trend continue? Because they get the ball starting off here. And this is going to be taken inbounds. We get another return here, starting off at the 5-yard line. Can he break the magic number 30? No! He gets to the 26, barely. To the 26-yard line, 4 yards short. We've already talked about it several times. But here we have Nix again, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, scored on every drive he's had so far. We saw the half end with the 2-on-1 pass deep that led to a field goal. And here we have pressure coming on Nix. He throws a wild one just to get rid of it. Saw the pressure probably late. His wide receivers were not ready for the ball to be delivered, so he just threw it as a prayer. Luckily for him, it hit nothing but the ground and not the defender's hands. I formation now. Nix under center. Giants see the same thing. They shift their entire line over to the heavy side of the formation. Some adjustments made by the Broncos. They decide to go weak side after the shift, and Williams decides he's going to take advantage of that and get a first down. Game so far has been interesting. So far. Running backs are playing a role. Williams playing a heavy role here for the Broncos. I would say it's actually a balanced attack, though Williams is getting the ball. The wide receivers are staying involved in the game. Mims, I think I'm saying this guy's name right. Never did catch his name from the back of his jersey. Archuleta or Archetta. Areta. I think I just saw it pop up right there when he checked his play. Nick's back again under center. He's going to go to Mims again. And Mims, almost broke it. Had 2 more guys to beat after breaking his first tackle. Didn't get that far. But close enough to have some confidence here. They'll probably get a first down as they are trying to come out of halftime and build on their 24-21 lead. Nick's under center again. Pro formation. This is going to be a play action, and pressure comes immediately off the edge. But Melvin, I believe that's their fullback, he does catch the ball for a Bronco first down at the 47-yard line. So far, the Broncos, I'm going to say their plan is working. Looks like their plan is to run the ball heavy. Let's not get too chancy with the deep throws unless we have to. Hand the ball off, and then go for the short plays. And on cue, here we are again, another short play. This is going to be a screen. Good move by, I didn't see who that was. That Williams with the ball? Williams in the backfield off the screen play to almost get another first down. This is going to be placed at the 41-yard line, about 3 yards short of the first. Williams in the backfield again with Nix. Giants shift their line to the weak side of the formation, bunch side to the right of Nix. This is going to be handed off to Williams, and this time the Giants guessed correctly because they get Williams down for the first time in a while for a negative gain. And they're happy about it. You see them at 32 there for the Giants, letting the world know, hey, man, we got them. Celebrate. Let's come on. We're trying to win this game. Nick's here on the 44-yard line, slightly out of field goal range. Pressure front by the Giants again, and that pressure is going to come. There are people that are open. One, Areta, he's open, and he is flying to the end zone for his second touchdown of the game. That is going to possibly give the Broncos a 10-point lead pending the extra point, and we may start to have some separation here depending on how the Bronco defense can hold up against this high-powered Giant offense. Unfortunately, this is not a studio. We do have a dog, so he is going to bark, or she's going to bark her little tail off. But it's all good. Here we are, third quarter, 10-point spread now, Bronco favor. We've seen the Giants get shut down at least once on offense. We'll see if that trend continues or if the Denver Broncos defense will give up and be nice and allow the Giants to have another touchdown. Jamison, 2 of 14. You see the numbers right there, 2 of 14, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That 1 interception was a pick six. He's recovered well since then. Got his head screwed on straight, as they say, and has kept his team in this game. Neighbors making some movement out of the bunch formation to the right. On the line and then back on the line or off the line. Now he's going to come in motion. Neighbors is now to the left of the field. Jamison in the backfield by himself. Running back leaves the backfield. Pressure is coming, and this almost picked again. Time throw there, a little late by Jamison. Could have led to a pick as he threw that ball in the midst of 2 other defenders. Does come down with the reception. There's a first down, and then we have Jamison dropping back again. He's waiting for the big play. He finds it. It's Neighbors again. Who else? Neighbors with a first down. Field flipping catch there as they gain about 20 yards, and that's going to put them at the 35-yard line. So Giants very much in this game, 10-point spread, their first chance to respond and try to get this game down into a one-score game here. At a minimum right now, you're looking at them getting a field goal and only being down 7 points. Jamison throws to his tight end, almost had it. Very hard catch for him to make. His body was halfway twisted in the air and more. That one was going to be tough for him to control, and more almost worked out for him, but incomplete pass. Jamison back again, going to the air again, going to a corner route again. This time Hyatt has this one. It is a catch for a first down at the 8-yard line as they are now moving in the right direction to decrease the Broncos' lead. Jamison is still on fire, has been on fire with that X factor since the first half of his game. On cue, Jamison tries to run for a first down, but doesn't really get it. Actually tried to run for the touchdown there, but only got a few yards. enough to keep the defense on their toes, let them know you got to watch me or else I'm going to burn you both ways, throwing the ball and running. Jameson back again, goal line here. He's running. This time he's not so lucky. The defense gets to him, and they look at him like, we gave you one. Now you're getting greedy. He tried to take off, thought he had more talent there than he actually possessed. Defense got to him for their first sack of the game, I believe. Jameson now down with that X factor not on fire at this point, as I guess the sack took that away. Still back in the pocket, looking for a man, waiting, trying to scramble, changes his mind, goes down again. 2 sacks in a row by the Broncos defense. We talked about their defense earlier and how they are good, and how the offensive line for the Giants, they do have a tendency to give up sacks, and they gave up 2 in a row there, which put a halt on the Giants getting their touchdown. But they do come away with a field goal, making the game a 7-point spread. So here we are, almost through our entire third quarter. This time the Broncos, they must be hearing me in the past life. I don't know, because the game's over with. We're just doing a recap. But he didn't take it this time. This time he had the ball going to the end zone, which now is going to start them off the 20-yard line. So now they have a chance to respond, but they're responding at the 20 versus the 30. This is going to be a pro formation. Williams going to get the ball out of the backfield. He's getting 10 yards out the gate. So 11-yard pickup. Williams still producing here in the third quarter. Has not slowed down. Every time they give him the ball, -1, he has gained them positive yards. Here we have Nix back again. Williams to his right. It's going to be a pass and a throw to Williams. Big part of their offense today. Is that his first catch? I feel like this guy's been everywhere. He's been on screen plays. He's been on deep seat route plays, running the ball at the backfield. He should probably be a good candidate for MVP, unless they just have to give it to a quarterback, assuming that the Broncos win the game. Williams with the ball again. That's Williams in trifecta mode here, getting the ball 3 times in a row, and he's making his presence known. On the field again, no substitution for him. He's still ready to pump, rock and roll. Nix under center, and that's going to bring us to the beginning of our fourth quarter. 31-24 score in your Super Bowl number 28 of XSFL. Live coverage here, aftermath, replay, kickback. First time watching the game, as I said earlier, full disclosure, no, I have not seen the outcome of the game, nor have I read the comments in the chat to know who won. The Super Bowl was played last night. I fell asleep. So I'm doing a recap today because I had time, and here we are watching it for the first time live, getting my live reaction as these guys try to get a first down. They get it to keep their hopes alive of getting that Super Bowl trophy, which has not gone to Denver in over 2 seasons, I believe. Denver has not been to a XSFL Super Bowl, which we renamed our league. I don't know why the screen keeps trembling like that. I'm not doing anything. But Denver Blaze Kane, and we have LT for Life, who are 2 long-term members of our group here. Both of these guys are playing with teams that they love truly are fans of them. So it's really cool to always see guys that are fans of their team build their team to have a successful program and to possibly walk home with the Super Bowl. Here we have Nix handing the ball off to Williams again. He gets a first down. And we're getting to that point of field goal range to make this a 2-score game. We'll see if they can do this, or if the Giants have something in them, a turnover, a fumble, a sack that can get them out of field goal range to slow this Bronco team down. So far, they are grooving, and here goes Williams again on a more than a 20-yard gain. This guy is killing them. 17 carries, 110 yards. We know he has about 30 yards in the air and a lot of mouth trash talking after that. Getting him in the red zone. He is confident, ladies and gentlemen, and he is making it possible for the Denver Broncos fan base to believe there is a championship coming. Giants still trying to search for an answer. This is going to be a zone play to the outside. Williams has that outside, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown, but they have holding. A little bit of help here from the referees. I didn't see that holding on that one, but that is definitely welcomed in the Giants camp, as they have had enough of this Williams guy, I'm sure. And they will take anything they can. Since they can't stop him, the refs help, they'll take it. Another play to the outside. Williams juking, cutting. He gets a little bit of that back. takes him to the 14-yard line. We'll see how the Broncos try to get back to the end zone after having that play pull them back 10 yards. Still have a down or two here left to try to make it. We'll see what happens here. Next shotgun formation. It is going to be a pass play. It's going to be completed to Franklin. Franklin gets the ball to about the 4. They're going to knock him down at the 5-yard line. So, nice recovery from the penalty. Puts them roughly back where they were, just 5 yards away from the end zone. And 7 points not on the board. Giants defense stiffens the line by trying to get the... Oh, tight throw. Could have been picked off by number 19 for the Giants. Very tight throw in a very creased area. Luckily, that one wasn't picked off. That was probably the toughest, worst read Knicks has made all game. Not damaging to his team at all. Just ends up being an incomplete pass. And that does give them a 10-point spread. You know they want that 7 points back where Williams had that touchdown run. You know Williams wants those yards back. We'll see what takes place here as Harris receives the ball roughly about the 5-yard line. This is a good return here. Does he get past that 30? He does. He gets to the 31. It's always good to pass the 31-yard line because it makes you feel like you did something special. So here we have Jamison, no longer with the X factor lit up, but he is still out active on the field. Last time he saw the field, he actually saw the field. 2 sacks in a row, back to back. See if he can gain some confidence in the pocket to start him off. The Giants decided to go with some short play here to keep him safe. They probably realized that, all right, this defense is heating up. Let's try to calm them down. Jamison back again. McLaughlin to his left. We have a movement. I think that's Neighbors coming over again from the right of the screen to the left. Ball is snapped. Heavy rotation to the right side. It's going to be Johnson with a little bit of cover from the running back. He's going to tiptoe himself down the sideline and gain about another 7 to 10 yards. Well done. 50-yard lines where that ball is placed. Giants back in action after 2 sacks. And we'll just say, minus those 2 sacks, they had the 1 turnover early in the first half. Those are probably the 3 negative plays so far. It does not take a lot to lose a game, people. It just takes 1 or 2 plays. And right now the Giants have 3 negative plays on offense. And they desperately need to stay in this game on this drive here and then have their defense show up. Johnson motion to the left side of the screen. Jamison back in shotgun. It's going to be a pass play again. He's going to go to McLaughlin. McLaughlin doing some moves. Gets knocked off his feet after catching that ball. Tough hit. Good way to hold on to the ball there. That would have been devastating because it looked like that was going to be a setup for a fumble. Bunch formation to the right side of the quarterback this time. He's going under center. Ball is snapped. It's a pass. Pressure coming in. Campbell has it. Short pass again. Looks like the Giants are going to make some adjustments to their game plan going forward. Looks like they're sticking with the short game here. You still see the guys on the field getting a little rough with one another. But good adjustment so far by the Giants to take away from a little bit of that pressure they felt at the end of the first half. Jamison now getting pressure, scrambling from the pocket again. He's going to throw across his body, which is always a no-no. In this case, it works out for him. Johnson holds on to that ball and gets a first down. Dangerous throw by Jamison. Barely got that off. Had very, very low velocity on it, but was able to get to his target. And that sets the Giants up almost within the red zone. Patiently, he waits in the pocket. Jamison. McLaughlin catches the ball here. Short game. That's better than taking a sack, so we'll take that. 19-yard line. We're officially in business of trying to score here. See what they do. The Giants come out. Shotgun formation. Heavy side to the right. Quick throw to Campbell. And that's going to be a first down at the 5-yard line. Giants not slowing down here. They've been scored on. Obviously, the score is, the score. But they are doing their best to stay in this ball game. 34-24. Still some time here. 1 quarter to go. They definitely want to get a touchdown sooner than later to make this thing doable. 5-yard line here. They need to score as quickly as possible. And there goes your 2-minute warning. Can they pull it off, ladies and gentlemen? I'm a believer. I'm a believer in dramatics. I think they can pull this thing off if they can get in this end zone quickly, kick the ball off, maybe do an onside kick, get it back. They have some timeouts they can mess with as Jameson takes the field. Let's see how this whole thing plays out. He has a pathway to get in there. He's going to make it. Touchdown, Giants. Trying to get this thing cut down as quickly as possible. Already past a 2-minute warning. They need this extra kick to go in to keep on schedule. They do just that. So we're only a 3-point game. Can they do it? If you were a voter for Barack Obama, you know the response is, yes, we can. That was a joke. Anyway, let's go. Onside kick. Again, full disclosure, have not seen the end of this game. It would be so cool if we went to overtime for a Super Bowl. Ball is kicked, and it is possessed by the Broncos. So now we put them almost in scoring position. We have to use our timeouts, and we need negative plays on defense. That had to be done, unfortunately, for the Giants, for them to have a chance to get this ball back and possibly take the lead or make a tie. So right now we have an I formation. Broncos looking toward victory. Giants trying to do everything they can, grasping, saying, we know Williams is going to get this ball. He's been killing us all game. And it's going to be just that, more of the big W coming their way. He gets it. And we have even worse an injury, but I believe that may stop the clock in favor of the Giants. So they'll take that injury as they are now paused at 1:53. Broncos are still in a scoring position here with the ball being at the 33-yard line. So if they just run this thing out, they can sort of force the Giants to use their timeouts, but they're not doing that. Likely is for a first down. That is likely who used to be a Raven tight end has now put on the Broncos. Didn't change conferences, just changed his team from one AFC team to another, and that's going to give the Broncos the first down here. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that might just do it unless they can get a fumble or an interception here. Another injury on the field, or is that an update? That's an update, so I think that clock is going to still run. And we have probably more running plays coming from the Denver Broncos. Time is still on that clock. Just got to see how this whole thing manages. If you're a Giants fan, you desperately want the Denver Broncos to try to throw this ball and then to get an incomplete pass. But they're not doing that. They're going to give it to Williams again, who is just fighting his way to another first down. Devastating as that is. He does get out of bounds, but he has also advanced his team the luxury of having another 3 downs to kill this clock, which is that's even worse than a touchdown in my opinion at this point, because you want the ball back as quickly as possible to get your offense on the field, or you want to stop him in the backfield like we see right here. Finally, their second stop on Williams in the backfield. That comes at a good time. They could have used that 3 or 4 plays earlier, but they'll take it as they are trying their best to hold on for dear life. Clock is roughly at 1:35, and the Broncos are threatening to score. Williams in the backfield again to Nick's right side. It's going to be a handoff to Williams as he again fights forward. He's a small-looking guy, but he is, as you can see, built for the moment. He is fighting through everything he can to make sure he can keep that clock going and make sure the coach knows that he is his number one guy to get the ball to in this moment. Ball is placed at the 8-yard line. Broncos trying to figure out how they want to approach this. 1:12 left on the clock. It's going to be another I formation, pistol this time. So now we have Nicks behind the center, but not under the center. Looks like the Broncos are going to hand this one off to Williams again. He is down for the 3rd time in the backfield. Now the defense is starting to come alive to stop the run. Just really wish they would have done this early on to make this game a little more competitive. And here you have the Broncos saying, okay, you got us. We'll just take our kick here. Doesn't look like this guy has any intention on kicking this ball anytime soon, but we will see. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a penalty. And this time the Broncos are now set back. And there's no block on this kick. I was going to say if they can get a block, this will change everything. But that's going to put this game Not out of reach, but just ahead. 37-31 score. Let's see what happens here. What can the Giants do with a little bit of time? And I mean a little bit of time they have on the clock. Miracles have happened in our league before. We've had teams get sent home off of 2-second plays, and we have a chance here for that same thing to happen. 7 seconds on the clock. Do the Giants have a magical play that can give them the Super Bowl win? I'll be honest, as a play caller, I really don't like this. Jameson starting off under center. I would prefer him to start off in a shotgun formation. This is going to be a catch and complete to Johnson. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. This means your Denver Broncos, Blazing Kane himself, has now taken his Denver Broncos to the Super Bowl, and they have won. You see it right there, number 27 saying, put that ring on this finger. And there's Williams with the bucket dump of ice and Gatorade on the big guy himself, as you see the agony of the Giants and the celebration all at once from the Broncos. Nix, the quarterback, some of his highlight moments here, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We called it probably around second quarter. Williams looks like he's going to be the MVP of this game. He better be. If he's not, if it's Bo Nix, you know this simulation stuff is rigged. Williams did everything he could, from catching the ball, running the ball. He did it all, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a wrap for us here as the Broncos take home Super Bowl number 28 for XSFL.